Good afternoon, all YouTubers out there. Today is July 6th. I just wanted to upload a video because I know there's quite a bit of videos with powered blue tangs. I haven't seen too many with acclimation of rock beauties. I have a rock beauty angelfish juvenile in there. You'll probably see them when it comes out. I just want to kind of go over maybe some tips, stuff you want to look for when you order or when you bring home fish. First off, I wouldn't put a fish directly in your display tank, because especially with tangs, because if you haven't seen ick on there, you probably will eventually. So I have a 20-gallon set up, and these came in from Dr. Foster and Smith. I put these in only maybe 5-6 hours ago. They seem to be acclimating still. I put some food in there. He's been eating. I gave him a little bit of masa shrimp. I really recommend this mini masa shrimp for small quarantines and small tanks especially. And the reason being, you can buy the cubes. Yes, this costs a little bit more. I think I spent about 10 or 11 bucks on this, but there's tons of masa shrimp in here. You can freeze it, and the product itself, I'll just pull this out of the freezer. Actually, I'll show you. The products itself, it's always unfrozen, so it's a soft freeze. So I recommend this product because it doesn't have a lot of waste that goes with it. Like say, when you unfreeze the cubes, you have a lot of extra different nutrients that go with it when you feed them in the tank, and I just don't recommend it, especially when you're dealing with such sensitive water levels. This is not, I recommend that you do seed your sponge, but this isn't a cycle tank, so I'm kind of monitoring it day by day, moment by moment. I come here and check it, but right now I'm running at under 0.2 safe with ammonia. I went to Home Depot. I wanted to make the fish, make it a home for them, less stressful, temporary home until they get into the 125 gallon. These are going to be only two fish I'm going to keep for a while. I got a smaller angel, so they won't fight. But they seem to be doing good. They haven't been fighting or anything. Currently, I recommend that when you get a fish in, even if it doesn't show signs of ick, that you treat them for ick and quarantine them for at least a month to 6 weeks. If they're not showing any signs of ick and you have a well-cycled tank and you don't have any ick in your tank, I believe you can start moving them over to your main tank and you'll be fine. But just keep in mind, it's always important to quarantine and keep your quarantine running just in case. So about 10 days before I ordered these fish, about the 26th of June, I went ahead and added ick shield to my 20-gallon, and I just added 1 scoop. And I did a small water change yesterday, so I replaced the quantity I took out. Just kind of break the tank in with the treatment, and to it's already in the system. It's not going to be too hard on them when you get them. So I had the water all prepped days in advance. Fish seem to be doing good, just swimming around, lazing around. He did eat. I see him eat. I just give him a little bit of that molasses I just showed you, and a little bit of flakes. He did go after flakes. That little one's been more finicky, but I've seen that little one go after some of the food off the bottom. So you kind of just watch how much you feed them. Clean out the bottom every other day, 3 days. I plan not to clean this tank for 2 or 3 days because I don't want to get them stressed from cleaning and then cause ick. I've been in the hobby for about 15 years. Never had powder blue, but I've had other tangs such as powder brown, closely related tangs. They can be difficult, ink magnets. I've had Pacific Blue Tang or Hippo Tang, whatever you want to call it. So you want to make sure when they come in that you do drip acclimation. I recommend not a steady stream of water, but a very pretty quick bubble or drip. And this is where I purchased this at my local thrift store. You just hang it on the side and start. And it's got a little thing here to show you how fast the water is going. And you got a control switch to control the volume of water that's going into your bucket down here. And this was the bucket that I used. And be careful when you're transferring angelfish over. I use a cup to transfer mine over because their fins get caught up in nets. Actually, make sure you watch out for other fish as well. But Dr. Foster Smith sends a pretty good specimen, but they seem like they're doing good. Excuse me. They're not stressed out. My sponge filter's going. Plenty of oxygen in the water. You don't run carbon when you're doing the treatment, so like I said, you got to stay on top. You have to stay on top of ammonia checks. Anything else? I'm running my heater at 80 degrees. There's the bubbler from the top view. Nice and aerated. I put a little bit of seaweed. He hadn't really touched it yet, but I'm pretty sure he will eventually once it gets settled in and more acclimated. I'm about to pull it out actually. But just a good tip is to have them places to go to so they can feel comfortable and they don't feel overwhelmed. Make sure you don't have a light. I don't even put a light on this tank. I have a window in the room, that's fine, away from the window. But you want to make sure there's not too much light so they're not stressed out, because light creates stress. So when you're adding them to the tank, acclimate them, he stays pretty cool. So, all right. Anything else? If you have any questions, let me know. I might have missed something. I don't consider myself an expert. I do consider myself advanced. 15 years. So once you lose a fish or two, you learn lessons. I mean, these things they're not cheap. So so I recommend that you do research, you quarantine every single thing that comes in your house. There's many different ways you can treat the fish, but I recommend you do treat them. A lot of people do hyposalinity. I really don't like it because the water parameters get screwed up, and it's just not me. So I'm just going to try this. I'm going to keep track of it. I'm going to do another log, get back with you in a couple weeks, show you how the fish is doing. If you have any questions, please send me a message or comment down below. Follow me. I'm going to be posting a lot of videos. And then eventually I'll kind of get into my main display, show you what I have in there. But yeah, I mean, they're just kind of swimming around, just chilling out, not really stressing. He kind of goes back and forth to the thing. He swims, he looks. I really do think it helps to put the pipes in there, or the thing, because if you just put it in there with nothing, they kind of get bored. They fight. So try not to put too big fish in there, especially with a tang, because it doesn't matter if they're related or not, they'll fight. So here's a closer look at them. Tank's a little dirty. You have to excuse me for that. No signs of ick at all. Angel's a little shy still. Oh, it's back there. There he Look here. So I recommend about 3 or 4 weeks in treatment. This treatment says good for 21 days. You treat them for 21 days, you're good. So after my 21st day, I will make sure that I don't constantly add more. I definitely won't add a full. And you don't want to overdose, even though it says it's a little lenient with dosage. Yeah, you don't want to. You don't want to really go by that because you don't want to trust it. It'll end up killing the fish. You want to be extra careful. Any kind of treatment, even if you use I don't use this right now, but cordon Repicure is a prime example. You can overdose your fish pretty easy, so you want to be extra careful when you do that. I appreciate you watching. Please follow, and I'll post another video. Thank you.